In this episode, we're going to talk about the theoretical mechanical advantage and effectiveness of the vector pull. And the vector pull is pretty simple. You just have like a stuck raft or whatever you're going to pull on out here, and you get a tension line across the river. You can get a tension line a number of ways. I like to use a transport hitch, but I can remember it. Most people can't remember the transport hitch, so you could do a munter or you could do a 3-to-1, whatever it takes. Just get a tight line, and you're going to pull on that tight line. And when you pull straight down from the center of that tight line, it creates a lot of force. And the exact moment this thing is exactly straight, it's theoretically an infinite amount of force, which it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as an infinite amount of force. It pulls with a lot of force, and it deflects the rope no matter what. It stretches the rope, it stretches the webbing, it stretches all your system. It deforms the raft a little bit. But at that exact moment, it's going to stretch. And it's going to pull on the raft some too. But it's important to note that some of the force is going into stretching your system. And you're pretty quickly going to get to 10 degrees without even moving the boat because of all the stretch. And when the rope is at 10 degrees, when this angle here is 10 degrees, this is about 2.9 to 1. The same as a theoretical Z-rig. That's what the theoretical vector pull is as well. So we're pulling down here from the center, and when you're at 10 degrees, it's about 2.9 to 1. And if you keep pulling and you get to 20 degrees, it's at 1.5 to 1, so not much. And if you get all the way to 30 degrees, you keep pulling, you pull from here straight down, you're just at 1 to 1. It's not really doing much. It's just like the same. And if you go past there, you can put more effort in here than you will pulling on the boat. Now, an important thing to know, and I want to make it clear, it's just a little bit of deflection. You're at about 2.9 to 1. So you don't have a whole lot of mechanical advantage like you might think. So keeping this angle small is key. And some keys to doing that are having stiff ropes, stiff webbing, so ropes that don't elongate much, minimal elongation. But we're talking about pulling straight like this. And that assumes you attach the center of the rope, right? You may or may not attach the center of the rope, and you're pulling this way. And usually this space right here is the middle of the river. You're really generally pulling from shore. So if you actually are pulling like this to somebody on shore, it's only the vertical vector component. I'm not going to get into the math here, but only part of this pull goes into pulling it down and vectoring. And so this is less effective. So whatever I said the theoretical mechanical advantage was here, if you're pulling at an angle or not from the center, these theoretical mechanical advantages are even less. So just to close up, an important thing to know about the vector pull is it's important that you minimize these angles. It's super effective at low angles. If you keep pulling and these angles get bigger, you're just not really doing much. And so ways to keep these angles small is to start with a really tight line, which you can do with some sort of mechanical advantage system just to get the line tight, and then pull from the center as much as you can and pull straight down as much as you can, and have equipment that doesn't flex much, that doesn't deform much. You want really good equipment that has minimal elongation. So that's it for my thoughts about not even my thoughts. This is just like math and effectiveness of the vector pull. If you have opinions about this, you have more math, you have thoughts about it, I love comments. Put comments in the comment section below. That's it for this episode. See you next time.